Hey, it's Marcus here. I'm holding a microphone. It's not even on, but it's got your attention. So has the World Map and Charlie Chaplin and a few other things. Why am I here? Why am I holding the microphone? That one's on, this one's not. Well, I've got two announcements. The first announcement is after all of the peer pressure, hang on, drum roll. After all of I won that on Wheel of Fortune. That's a story for another time. I have ADHD, so there we go. This is how it started, and I'm not going to edit because I don't want to. I'm not going to be told what to do. But on that note, I am going to be told what to do because you, my annoying friends over the years, have said, when are you going to do a podcast? When are you going to write a book about your travels? Well, I'm not ready to write a book because I can't sit still, and I am really not interested in doing a podcast. But you know what? I'm starting to forget some of the stories I've had and told and lived. So I thought, why not? Why not do it? Get it out there, and then one day someone can just put that into a book for me. Because you know what? I'm a white male comedian. There is a gap in the market for white male comedians doing podcasts. What's it going to be about? Well, yeah, it will be travel related. If you don't know me, you're just getting to know me. That's my whole backyard, and that's been my office for the last couple of decades. I have lived and traveled and worked and played all over this great big world of ours. I've got some stories to tell, some that I have held off on telling for quite some time. I am also starting to get healthy and fit, probably to make up for a lot of the debauchery I have done in said world. So I'm running lately. I'm running. I'm hiking, as some of you well know, Everest. I am cycling, I'm swimming, I'm trying to look after what's up here and, of course, the shell that it comes in. I'm focusing on running in particular at the moment. I've signed up for a full marathon this July, and I know nothing about running, much like I knew nothing about hiking or swimming or cycling, but I just jumped into it because something will happen and a story will happen, and that's why this podcast is happening. I'm using this podcast as a platform to share my stories over the years, to also meet people who fascinate me. I won't be talking to people that don't interest me. I'm going to be talking to travelers, entrepreneurs, vagabonds, adventurers. I'm not even going to edit that. Adventurers, athletes, artists, of course. People who've done something different with their life. People who have been told that they should fit into the norm. People who should settle down and get a real job. People who should buy a block of land. People who should have children. People who should get married. The questions that get thrown towards us, like, when are you going to do all that? And more importantly, what are you running from? They're the questions I've been asked over the years, and I have never really known how to answer it without being insensitive in return. So I thought I should ask people that question myself and try and get to the bottom of it, pick their brains, find out what's wrong with them, or hopefully normalize my life and just say, you know what? Oh, it's fine. It's fine to be like that. I'm also going to learn from athletes, runners, cyclists, hikers, trekkers, mountain climbers, all of these kind of people who've done some extreme things. I've already met a few people. I've already recorded a few interviews, and I don't want to say the word interview. In fact, it's a conversation. I've gone into them with questions planned, and then most of it has just naturally progressed through interest of their life. Some of the conversations so far have been with musicians, they've been with sailors, they've been with cyclists, they have been with people who are doing wonderful things for charity. They're doing quite out there things. They fascinate me, and hopefully their story will fascinate you as well. In between doing live conversations with people, I'm also going to be doing a few solo episodes where I just share some of my stories, and hopefully you enjoy those. I'll just handpick a few from around the world at times, and I'm going to be meeting people via Zoom. I'm going to be meeting people face to face. I'm going to be out on boats and kayaks and bicycles and walking and running and hiking and meeting people out in the wild. So some of the conversations may have some sound issues. Hopefully, I'll be filming most of them. So if you're listening to this and you're not aware, I have a YouTube channel. So please follow Whatpod, WOTPOD, on Instagram, Facebook, and you can find it on YouTube as well. The podcast is called What Are You Running From? And this is the introduction and first episode, almost, I guess. I guess this is kind of the first episode, or a long-winded introduction to let you know that that's what's happening. My endeavour is to have this happening every week, as I've been advised. Consistency is key in the podcast world, so I will be releasing these on a weekly basis, and if I can win the battle over my discipline / ADHD / procrastination, then that will indeed happen. I'm motivated because finally I was given some really good advice recently by somebody who I asked about podcasting, and he just said to me, don't overthink it, just press record. And so that's what I've done right now. I've pressed record. This is all off the top of my head, as you can tell. I have not put any thought into what I'm saying right now. But one of the reasons I'm also doing this is because I said I'm running a marathon. And for years I've done the stand-up comedy circuit. I'm a comedian. I've worked all over the world. And one of the places that's very dear to me is Melbourne, of course, my home city, where I perform at the Melbourne International Comedy Festival. This year, the Melbourne International Comedy Festival is celebrating its 40th year, and I've been a part of it for, half of that. So this year, instead of getting FOMO and missing out, because I wasn't going to do a show, I am touring another show regionally around Victoria and interstate, which I will share more about that in another episode. But I wasn't going to do a show. I was going to focus on that and just sort of take a little bit of break from those things. But then, I got the itch. So I thought, well, I better do something. What can I do? And this year I've fallen in love, well, last year, I guess, 2025, I've really fallen in love with the community of people doing parkrun, people getting out there and doing these events. Having signed up to do a couple of long runs last year and one at the start of this year, I thought, let's see if I can reach out to these people, get to know them, and find a new audience of people with the like-minded things as I, not just travelers, but people who are out there trying to better themselves, trying to improve their life physically, mentally, through their diet, and also people who are knowledgeable on things like running shoes and diet and nutrition, and people who can help me be better so I don't wake up sore all the time. As I said, I'm doing a half marathon. I know I've done half marathons. I did that last year in October. I'm doing a full marathon this July. So I'm doing a show at the comedy festival based on this podcast. Not based on it. It is this podcast. It is a live version of this podcast. It will be called What Are You Running From? And tickets are on sale now. In fact, depending when you're watching this, it will be as of the Tuesday, the 3rd of February. At midday, the Melbourne Comedy Festival is running a $25 ticket for 25 hours. So from midday on Tuesday, the 3rd of February 2026, right up until 1 p.m. on Wednesday, the 4th, You can get tickets to my show, $25. That is a discounted ticket for you for 25 hours. I'm only doing 4 shows, April 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Every show I'll be having a different guest, or guests, in fact. I'll be having multiple guests at every show. And the show will be lighthearted conversations that go deep. In fact, I'd like to share with you, if you don't mind, the blurb for the show, which is on the festival website. You can read that yourself. But I thought I'd share that with you live, because why not? You can watch me doing this if you're on the YouTube channel. You can even see my little background. And this is probably where I'll be doing a lot of my solo episodes. But here we go. I'll be cutting in pictures and things like that. This is the blurb that you can see at the Melbourne Comedy Festival for my solo show, which is called What Are You Running From? The live podcast. Run Club, Pilates and Park Run Pros. Try hard triathletes, hiking and high rocks heroes and gym junkies unite. Are you a Strava wanker? Of course you are. Are you chasing a hit of dirty dopamine? Looking for some kudos? Then put the dumbbells down, stop taking mirror selfies and look no further. The fitness craze has taken over and we're here for it. Adventure backpacking comedian, that's me, Marcus Ryan, has turned amateur running tragic. He's had a midlife crisis and signed up to a full marathon in 2026. Worst part is, he wasn't even drunk. 6 months ago, he knew nothing about fitness training or stretching, diet and supplements, race gear, or the difference between cardio and anaerobic. He still hasn't got a clue. He thought lactate threshold meant strong nipples. I can't even read my own writing. He thought that lactose threshold meant how strong nipples had to be for breastfeeding, that HRV was a type of Holden car, burpees were something you did after drinkies, I like that line, splits were a banana dessert, and those little gels went in your hair. Instead of backing out, like what many white male comedians do, he started a podcast. And he's enlisting an army of expert guests to pick their brains for advice, learn what makes them tick, but ultimately to find out what's wrong with them. What Are You Running From is a live podcast with all new guests each night who will be grilled on their knowledge and physically put to the test in an interactive, hilarious night of laughs. This is your chance to meet and mingle with pro athletes, famous comedians and artists, international ones as well, extreme adventurers and local legends of the fitness industry and racing events. So gather your workmates, tell your Run Club community, and who knows, you might even meet a soulmate. Come to one show or purchase discount tickets for 2, 3 or all 4 nights. That's right, you will get discounted tickets if you want to come every night. As I say, it is a new lineup every single show with different guests each night. No show is the same. Follow at WhatPod and at It's Marcus Ryan for the lineup and any changes which are subject to happen, of course. You never know. Each show features stand-up comedy, tips, trivia and giveaways with your audience Q&A thrown in as well. So get thinking, bring your questions. And we'll get to the bottom of these hard-hitting questions such as, is it okay to slide into the DMs on fitness apps? How long after a race is it acceptable to wear your medal? How come women can wear yoga pants to the store, but lycra-clad men are a big no-no? And was therapy really an option? We'll see you at the show. Count your steps to the venue and count on a great night of laughs. There you go. Bit of insight for you there. The deadline was 5 o'clock for that, and I started writing that blurb at around 4 p.m. When people wonder how long it's taken me to get to doing a podcast or why I haven't done it or why I haven't written a book, I'm a procrastinator. I'm neurodivergent. I have ADHD. I was only diagnosed a year ago, but it's all made sense. I've put things off for many, many years. But now it's time to get onto it. So, what are you running from? Sign up, subscribe to my podcast, share it with your friends. You don't have to listen every week. Some of the stories you might like, some of the guests you might find interesting, and you might think, oh, that one's one I'll listen to. I'll skip that next one. That's fine. If you want to listen every week, you can. What I would appreciate is a lovely review if you are somebody in that game, because I guess that's how things go out. I haven't even put an episode out. I'm asking for reviews. Jesus Christ. I don't care anymore. I'm just doing it for myself. I don't need monetization for this. I'm doing it because I want to do it. I'm doing it because I want to meet people who really fascinate me. I want to hear their stories, but most importantly, I want to share their stories, because there's an amazing amount of people out there whose lives have touched me, have inspired me and motivated me to be a better person and to go out and see the world. And I'm hoping that these kind of people's stories can touch you in some way as well. So friends, foes, fans, and everyone in between, welcome to What Are You Running From? The podcast. And buy your tickets to my show if you're in Melbourne. And if you're not, just sign up to my mailing list and let us know where you're at. Reach out. If you're somewhere in the world, I'll be there. Happy travels. That was pretty alright, wasn't it? The first episode. How'd that go? Do I need to edit this? I don't think so. I'm not going to edit it. Alright. Just press record. These podcast things are easy. Got to edit now. No, get someone else to do that.